Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel today. I want to show you a tiny workflow that dramatically changes how you handle video content. We are taking that messy, long-form video recording, the stuff you dread editing, and transforming it. The result is crisp, beautifully colored subtitles paired with short, viral-ready clips ready for every platform. We are going from that initial feeling of, this is a 2-hour commitment, right to shareable, snackable content in minutes. If you follow my other videos, you know I'm obsessed with cleaning up transcripts and making subtitles look visually appealing. Today we're applying that same aesthetic vibe, but adding a crucial twist for multi-speaker videos. We will make each subtitle segment visually match the specific speaker who is talking at that exact moment. Then, I'll walk you through how a tool like Vizard helps turn all that structured data into multiple short clips automatically. So, let's stop talking about it and jump right into the practical steps. First things first, the fundamental idea behind this technique is simple but powerful. Imagine you have a long, dynamic interview with multiple people talking over each other in a lively back and forth. Your standard automatic captions often end up being bland, unstyled blocks that are really hard to parse quickly. The quick trick is to color code each speaker's subtitle blocks so viewers can instantly identify who is speaking next. This small change makes the content incredibly slick, highly readable, and instantly looks much more professional. We are going to generate those perfectly timed colored .srt subtitle files using some smart logic. And then we'll demonstrate how Vizard can intelligently chop up those highlights and even post them for you automatically. Okay, let's officially begin with step 1, securing an accurate transcript source. You can use any decent transcription service out there as long as it provides accurate word-level timestamps. Because to color code correctly, the absolute minimum data you need includes the words, their precise start and end times, and a unique speaker ID. Once you successfully export that raw JSON transcript file, the rest of the process becomes mostly about applying solid logic. Here is the core mental flow I personally use, and trust me, it requires no heavy syntax or obscure coding knowledge. The first conceptual step is to parse that raw transcript data into clear sentences or logical segments based on the speaker's utterance. For every single one of those segments, you then need to break it down into actual subtitle-sized chunks to avoid screen clutter. I personally find that keeping each subtitle chunk to a maximum of about 5 to 7 words works perfectly for mobile viewing. The subtitle's official start time is derived from the very first word's start millisecond, and the end time is the last word's final millisecond. You must format those raw milliseconds into the standard HH:/MM:SS:/MMM format required for the .srt file. Next, you map each unique speaker ID, like A, B, or C, to a specific visually appealing color scheme. The first few speakers get the nicest, most distinct colors, and anything beyond that should generally default to black or a safe neutral gray. Finally, you wrap the chunk's text inside the appropriate font color tag that your chosen video player will understand. You then assemble that into the complete .srt block structure, index, timecodes, the colored text, and then a double-line break. Sounds simple in theory, and it truly is, but the fine details here are what make the viewing experience truly nice. For example, if a speaker delivers an 18-word sentence, we intelligently chunk it into 3 separate readable subtitle groups of 6 words each. This ensures every single subtitle aligns perfectly with the exact word timing, preventing any awkward on-screen duration. That way, you completely avoid subtitles that flash for only 0.2 seconds. Or worse, cling onto the screen for 8 seconds while nothing happens. Now let me be completely real with you for a moment about the typical state of things. Many standard transcription tools will just spit out one very long block for each speaker and consider their job finished for the day. While that raw output is fine for archival transcripts, it becomes incredibly clunky when preparing content for actual broadcasting or social clips. Remember, we are chunking these subtitles specifically for the viewer's reading experience, not just for machine convenience. Once you have built that beautifully structured and color-coded SRT content, save it and perform a quick test in a player like VLC. You will instantly notice a massive difference when the colored blocks correctly guide the viewer through rapid back-and-forth conversations. This visual cueing is especially crucial in fast-paced interviews or panel discussions where identifying the speaker is key. Okay, now let's transition to the second half of the equation, and this is where Vizard really enters the picture and simplifies everything. After you've got those perfectly structured and colored subtitles ready to go, Vizard takes your long video and analyzes it for shareable moments. It automatically finds the laugh, the big groundbreaking line, or that pivotal aha moment embedded deep within the recording. It then turns those moments into ready-to-post short clips, often baking your colored subtitles right into the exported file. The absolute best part is that you completely avoid manually scrubbing through hours upon hours of footage to hunt for clips. I want to highlight 3 specific features Vizard offers that genuinely make the content repurposing life much easier. But let me put these into context first so you don't think I'm just trying to sell you on some vague software promise. The first is the auto-editing of viral clips, which is incredibly valuable for creators focused on platform growth. Vizard analyzes the entire long video and intelligently highlights potential high engagement moments based on internal metrics. Instead of you guessing what content will perform best with your audience, the AI uses pacing and key phrases to select the clips likely to succeed. This feature doesn't guarantee magic every single time, but it successfully removes the most tedious part: hunting for usable content. Second up is the auto schedule functionality, which takes the created clips and queues them for posting across your selected networks. You simply set the frequency, like 1 clip per day, and Vizard will drip content out based on the cadence you initially chose. This hands-off approach is absolutely huge for creators sitting on massive content libraries, but lacking the team to manage a daily posting routine. The third major advantage is the centralized content calendar view that brings everything into one single dashboard. From this spot, you can easily preview any generated clip, tweak the final captions, adjust thumbnail choices, and confirm posting times. It genuinely feels like having a dedicated, small social media team working for you right there in your pocket. Now, we must address the elephant in the room. The competitive landscape has many other tools available. Some transcription tools give you speaker labels, but they notoriously lack any simple method for chunking and coloring those subtitles per person. Conversely, some powerful editing suites can auto-generate clips, but they deliberately hide the underlying logic, resulting in random or unusable cuts. A couple of those popular competitors might excel at one specific thing, maybe super accurate transcription, but force you to stitch multiple services together. You end up transcribing in one place, handling color logic in another, and scheduling all the way over in a third system. This is precisely where Vizard is designed to shine, because its entire architecture is built around repurposing long video specifically for social platforms. Take Tool X, which you've likely already experimented with. It has impressive transcription tech, but zero built-in scheduler. Furthermore, its clip-picking mechanism remains stubbornly manual, forcing you back into that tedious process we wanted to eliminate. Tool Y might offer fantastic editing features, but it often costs a small fortune if you need any kind of bulk processing capability. That tool still demands significant manual time investment from you just to manually sift through and locate those best clips. Vizard aims to close that gap by integrating automated clip selection with easy subtitle import and full native scheduling. Crucially, it achieves all of this without forcing you into paying for 3 completely separate software subscriptions. Let's look at some real-world use cases where this combined approach truly matters for your content strategy. For podcasters, you record that hour-long episode, Vizard extracts 10 potential clips instantly, and you're done. You approve them, maybe tweak that one colored subtitle style if needed, and then schedule them for a consistent weekly drip. Educators and course creators can efficiently turn dense lectures into bite-sized lessons that truly stick with learners. The speaker-distinct captions mean learners can follow complex Q&A segments at a glance without confusion. If you are one of those creators who batches filming sessions, this transforms your process entirely. You shoot once, and then you publish often, effectively creating a true content conveyor belt instead of a massive bottleneck. Now for some practical, hard-earned tips based on what I've seen work best in real-world publishing environments. Always keep your chosen color palette highly readable, even when viewed on a small mobile phone screen. Resist the urge to use overly neon or bright colors because they can look terrible and wash out on certain displays. For the best viewer retention, stick religiously to that 5 to 7 word maximum limit we established for each individual subtitle line. When you set up auto-scheduling, make sure to stagger your posts across the day or week to build steady content momentum. Posting everything at the exact same second on Monday morning is a recipe for rapid burnout and quick audience fatigue. A final quality control step, always preview your final clips with subtitles displayed across various background colors. This simple step confirms that your text contrast holds up perfectly no matter what the scene footage is doing underneath it. Alright, we are officially wrapping up this deep dive into subtitle workflow mastery. If your main goal is maintaining consistency on social media without turning into a full-time video editor, this path is the clear solution. Combining that smart transcription pipeline with speaker timings and a dedicated repurposing tool like Vizard is truly the winning combination. You end up with professional-looking subtitles that clarify complex conversations, plus a system that feeds a constant stream of bite-sized content. If you'd like to see the actual mechanics, in the very next video I will drop a step-by-step code example for you. I will show you how to parse the data, chunk the words, assign those speaker colors, and then emit that clean .srt file. Following that, I'll show you the entire clip selection process inside Vizard in real-time action. Does that sound like a plan you want to see executed next? Let me know in the comments below. Cool, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this technical breakdown today. Try color coding, just your next set of subtitles for a small project, and immediately observe how much cleaner your videos look. And if you are currently drowning in long-form content and stressed about keeping your social channels consistently active, this system is definitely worth exploring. Check out the links in the description for more information on the specific tools we discussed. We have only scratched the surface of automated content repurposing, which is the future for high-volume creators. The ability to scale your output without scaling your team is the key differentiator in today's saturated digital space. Remember that chunking impacts pacing dramatically, so always fine-tune those word counts for your specific audience's attention span. If your primary language has long words, you might need to reduce that 5-word maximum slightly to keep the line length comfortable. For languages like German, where compound words are common, be extra mindful of how subtitle lines wrap vertically. The beauty of the SRT format is its universal compatibility, letting you swap players and editors with minimal friction. Always back up your master JSON transcript because that is the single source of truth for all your timing data. Think of the color mapping not just as aesthetics, but as a vital accessibility layer for viewers who might be watching on mute. When testing, ensure your chosen neutral gray for fallback speakers is dark enough to pass standard contrast checks. If you are using automated clip selection, reviewing the first 5 clips it produces is a great way to tune the AI sensitivity. This initial feedback loop drastically improves the quality of the remaining automatically generated batches. For educators, remember that color coding can also help separate instructor explanations from student questions very clearly. This structured approach is about maximizing viewer comprehension across every single piece of content you release. If you find yourself constantly recreating the same time-consuming steps for every new video, that's your sign to script this process. Automation isn't about laziness, it's about creating leverage so your creative energy goes to better content creation. The integration of timing, styling, and publishing into one cohesive system saves you hours every single week. Think about applying this speaker color logic to internal meeting recordings to make follow-up notes much faster to review. That same readability benefit translates directly into higher information retention for internal teams. The code for generating the SRT file is actually cleaner than you might initially suspect when using modern scripting languages. We leverage libraries that handle the messy time-to-string conversions, letting us focus purely on the logic of speaker assignment. This entire methodology proves that high production value no longer requires an exorbitant budget or a massive production crew. It requires good data hygiene, thoughtful structure, and the right automation partner to connect the dots. So if you are sitting on hours of Zoom calls or webinar recordings, stop letting that goldmine sit dormant. Activate that content by giving it the readable, speaker-aware captions that modern audiences demand for engagement. The jump in viewer completion rates from using color-coded segments alone is often enough justification to implement this. We've covered the manual SRT logic and the automated clip delivery, giving you two powerful ways to utilize your long-form assets. Don't let the initial technical hurdle of word-level timing scare you away from the massive time savings on the back end. If you enjoyed this detailed look at optimizing video subtitles, please hit that like button to let me know. Subscribing is also a great idea if you want to catch that promised follow-up video with the live code demonstration. Until then, start looking at your existing transcripts with the eye of a color theorist and a digital marketer combined. I'll catch you all in the next video where we put the code where the mouth is, so to speak. This process ensures maximum clarity, minimal effort, and a constant stream of high-quality micro-content for your audience. Go ahead and experiment with those subtitle colors on your next short reel and watch the engagement metrics shift. Remember that even small formatting changes can have a huge compounding effect on viewer behavior over time. The more accessible and clear your spoken word is, the further your message will travel across the internet. We are essentially leveraging the transcription layer to build an intelligent content distribution engine. Keep that long-form content working for you 24/7 by turning it into these easily digestible vertical assets. The future of content creation is about smart systems, not just working harder at the timeline. I look forward to sharing the code details in our next session to help you build this entirely on your own. Thank you again for tuning in, and I truly hope this gives you a massive boost in your content efficiency starting today. See you in the next upload, and happy creating out there.